You know what really bothers me? Is the Buffalo Bills are looking for something to complain about. Is that Von Miller has been going around talking about how there were teams that he would have played for less than he signed with the Bills. That's not a great look starting for a new team, is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not fun. As a Bills fan, I'm not enjoying because look, everybody is bought into this family idea, and there's really nothing to buy into, right? Like, Sean McDermott has this family thread throughout this whole team. These guys like each other. They want to be together. They're going on the field and playing for each other. I think it's only strange to us right now what Von Miller is doing because we haven't had that in Western New York in 3 years. Like, if he would have done this 5 years ago, I don't think Bills fans, okay, great, he's here. But the fact of the matter is, I mean, it's business, right? Like, you are in Western New York still. As great as this team is, Von Miller still is going to have to live in Buffalo from September until, ideally, the beginning of March, right? Like, I don't love it, but I don't think it, like, bothers me.
It's just a backdrop to the story. He said, I would really have liked to have stayed with the Rams. I would have played for the Dallas Cowboys for less money than I signed for, and he's pining about his days with the Denver Broncos. I said, I don't want to hear that.
Doesn't bother him. Bothers me. I'm not too happy with this. And hopefully this will be over with really soon. Here's the thing. One thing I will say about this, going back to the Rams, going to be hard. You're up there in age. They don't have a lot of space for a lot of money, so it wasn't going to happen. The Cowboys, you were going to go to the Cowboys.
But that's his home. It's where he's from.
Yeah, I get it, but you know full well the Cowboys are in disarray. If Dak Prescott does not have an impressive year, they're nowhere near a championship. The Bills are. The Bills are in a very good spot to look great this season upcoming. He can develop this talent, the defense. He doesn't have to do it all. You know full well your defensive line is very good. The best place for him was for the Bills. Let it go. I don't want to hear about any other team you could have went to. You're here in Western New York. Let that go.
I don't want to think he's a fourth choice.
But here's the thing. He's got his rings, right? Like, you bring up the Bills are on the cusp of the Super Bowl. Sure, I'm sure a Super Bowl is great. It's not going to be career defining for him. Let's be real. All he had left to do was either play close to home to be near family, which was Dallas, go back to a place he was familiar with, which was either Denver or Los Angeles, or take all the money he can get, which is what Buffalo ended up being. It's business. We love these teams, but in the end, it's a business. I'm okay with it. It sucks, but man, what are you going to do?
But it's business. Then keep it to yourself. Then don't say I wanted to go back to Dallas. I want to go to Denver. Just go play for where you're going to play. Do what you can do. And who doesn't want another ring to add their legacy?
But here's what you're forgetting, right? Like, Von Miller, he's not a businessman. He's a businessman, right? Like, he understands that he has to keep his legacy fantastic in Denver. He has to keep his legacy nice and shiny in Los Angeles. Of course, this guy is going to go say these things in microphones when he's in these places. I'm fine with it. Let him play politics.
So what do we expect of him? He's in a situation in his career where when Denver sent him to L.A., everyone looks at that as saying, well, he's near the end. Denver doesn't want him anymore. What are the expectations, do you think?
Look, I mean, I would love for Von Miller to break out and have a fantastic next couple of seasons. That would be great. Double-digit sacks, dominating people. I'm more interested in what he's doing for the opposite side of the defensive line. Your young guys. Greg Rousseau had flashes last year, but you didn't have anything coming off the other side with, Addison and Jerry Hughes. A.J. Epinesa is at a critical season this year at a defensive end. All I need him to do is get home a couple of times this season and provide space for Rousseau and Epinesa to show what they can actually do. Boogie Basham, by the way, too. You know how you get your defensive line moving? Put a little boogie in it.
I love the fact that not only he gave that line, but the fact that I didn't laugh at it. The other end of it, too, the fact that he's able to help. I think he knows where his role is this year. If you're able to bring these kids along, able to accept that challenge when you're going to work, this is business, then you don't want to be home. You don't want to be in a comfortable spot. You want to be in a place where you're going to work and maybe teach these young players how to play. If he is going to do that, if it's Von Miller saying, I got to get Von Miller numbers and all these other different things, then it's a different argument. But if it's a Von Miller, it's like, let's see if we can get some of these guys to play at a certain level, go get another championship, maybe build something in the next 3 years, then that contract is very much worth it.
To hire another coach, he'd be cheaper.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.